Hello, everyone. Teacher Andy with another online maths lesson. Today, we are going to learn all about composite and prime numbers. What are composite and prime numbers, teacher? I will tell you all about composite and prime numbers. Firstly, what is a composite number? A composite number is a number that is divisible by more than two numbers. What does that mean, teacher? It means a number that can be divided by more than two numbers without any remainders. Okay, they must be divisible, or they must be able to be divided with no remainders. Remember last lesson? No remainders. No remainders. Okay, so I will give you an example. Number 4. Now, number 4 can be divided by 1. 4 divided by 1 equals 4. All numbers can be divided by 1, whether it's 1 or 1 million. 1 million divided by 1 is what? Yeah, it's 1 million. How about 999,000? 999,000 divided by 1 is 999,000. So please remember, all numbers can be divided by 1. All numbers can also be divided by themselves. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1. 1 million divided by 1 million equals 1. So it is very important to remember that all numbers can be divided by 1 and by itself. But can 4 be divided by any other numbers? Yes, of course. 4 can be divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So how many numbers do we have? We have 1, 4, and 2. 3 numbers. Is that more than 2? Yes, of course. So 4 is a composite number. Remember, composite numbers are numbers that are divisible by more than 2 numbers. 3 is more than 2, if I'm correct. Okay, but what about prime numbers? What is a prime number? A prime number is a number that is divisible by 1 and itself only. And remember, every number is divisible by 1 and itself, but some numbers are only divisible by 1 and itself. Do you understand? No? I will give you an example. 2. 2 is divisible by 1. Why? Because every number is divisible by 1. It is also divisible by 2 itself. Why? Because every number is divisible by itself. But is it divisible by any other number? No, of course not. 2 only can be divided by 1 and 2. So 2 is a prime number. Yeah. Understand? Kaujai mai? Yes? Good. Okay, so what about number 3? What about number 3? Is it a composite or prime number? What do you think? Composite or prime? Prime or composite? Well, 3 can be divided by 1, of course. Why? Because every number is divisible by 1, and it can be divided by itself. 3. Why? Because every number is divisible by itself. But can 3 be divided by any other numbers? Well, it could be divided by 2, but if you divide 3 by 2, you have 1.5. And what did I say? No remainders. So 3 is a what? Composite or prime number? It is a prime number because it is divisible only by itself and 1, or by 1 and itself. Okay, if you just see 2 numbers here, if you only get 2 numbers, then it is a prime number. Got it? Yes? Excellent. Okay, we will go through all of the numbers up to 20, I think. 20. Number 4 we have already done. We know number 4 is a composite number. But what about number 5? Is it a composite or prime number? What do you think? Of course, it can be divided by 1 and itself. Any other numbers? What do you think? No, of course not. So is 5 a composite or prime number? It is I can't hear you. Yes, it is a prime number. A prime number. I will talk about 5 a little bit later. How about 6? Composite or prime? What do you think? Well, 6 can, of course, be divided by 1 because every number can be divided by 1. And it can be divided by itself. Why? Because every number can be divided by itself. But are there any other numbers it can be divided by? Can 6 be divided by 2? Yes, of course. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So 6 is a what? Composite or prime? It is a composite number. A composite number. Now, how about... Oh no, I've got a little secret to tell you. I got a little secret to tell you. All even numbers are composite numbers. All even numbers are composite numbers. Why? Because they are divisible by 2. Every single even number is divisible by 2. The only exception is that 2 divided by 2 is a prime number. Okay, 2 itself is a prime number, but every even number above 2 is a composite number. Do you understand? Yes? 10 divided by 2 equals 5. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. So every even number is a composite number. How about 7? Is it a composite or prime? What do you think? It is divisible by 1, and it is divisible by itself. Anything else? Any other numbers? No, of course not. So it is it composite or prime? Yes, well done. It is a prime number. How about 8? Composite or prime? Well, 8 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2, and it must therefore be a composite number. 8 is also divisible by 4 and itself. How about 9? Is 9 a composite or prime number? What do you think? I'll give you a moment to think. Well, we know 9 is divisible by 1 because all numbers are divisible by 1, and it is divisible by itself. But any other numbers? Yes, 9 is divisible by 3. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. Therefore, 9 is it prime or composite? What do you think? It is a composite number. How about 10? Well, easy. 10 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. So it is a composite number. 10 is also divisible by 5. 10 divided by 5 equals 2. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. And of course, it is divisible by itself. How about number 11? Is number 11 a composite or prime number? I will have a sip of tea whilst you're working it out. Number 11, of course, is divisible by itself, by 1 and itself. Any other numbers? No, of course not. So is it composite or prime? Did I hear you say prime? Yes? Very good. 11 is a prime number. How about 12? Well, 12 is an even number, so it must be a composite number. 12 can also be divided by 3, 4, 6, and itself. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. 12 divided by 6 equals 2. Okay, 13. Is it composite or prime? Prime or composite? Composite or prime? What do you think? Well, again, it is divisible by 1 and itself, but no other numbers. So it is a prime number. Okay, 14. What do you think? 14, of course, is a even number. It is an even number. It's an even number, not a even number. An even number. There's some English for you. Divisible by 1, 2. 14 divided by 2 equals 7. And, of course, it is divisible by itself. It is a composite number. 15. 15, is this a composite or prime number? It's not an even number. 15 is an odd number. But is it composite or prime? 15 is divisible by 1, because every number is divisible by 1. And also by itself, because every number is divisible by itself. Any other numbers? Look, there's a big space here, so where's my map? There's a big space here, so you know there's another number. It is divisible also by 3. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. So 15 is a composite number. Now, another little secret. All numbers ending with 5 are composite numbers. Okay, all numbers ending with 5 are composite numbers. Why? Because they are divisible by 5. Okay, they are divisible by 5. Got it? So if you see a number ending with 5, they are composite numbers because they can be divided by 5. 16, composite or prime? Well, 16 is an even number, so it is a composite number. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. 8. 16 is also divisible by 4. 16 divided by 4 equals 4. And of course, it is divisible by itself. How about number 17? Is it composite or prime? Composite or prime? Well, 17, of course, can be divided by 1, and it can be divided by itself. But any other numbers? No. So it is a prime number. How about 18? 18, of course, is an even number. So it is a composite number. 18 can also be divided by 3, 6, 9, and itself. 18 divided by 2 equals 9. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. And 18 divided by 9 equals 2. So how about 19? Is it composite or prime? Good. Composite or prime? Well, again, it's divisible by 1 and itself. Any other numbers? What do you think? No, 19 is not divisible by any other numbers, so it is a prime number. Okay, and the last one, 20, composite or prime, easy peasy. 20 is an even number, and so is a composite number. A composite number. It is also divisible by 4. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. And 20 divided by 10 equals 2. And 20 divided by 2 equals 10. And of course, it is divisible by itself. Okay, so let's take a look. The composite numbers to 20 are 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, and 20. And how about the prime numbers up to 20? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. Okay, but what about 1 and 0? 1 and 0. We've not mentioned 1 and 0. Are they composite or prime? What do you think? Well, if you said prime, you would be wrong. They are neither composite or prime numbers. They are special numbers. We will leave it at that. So what is the point? Why do we need to know whether a number is composite or prime? Why, teacher? Well, we are building up to that. Prime numbers and composite numbers are very important when dealing with fractions, when reducing fractions. We will get to that in another lesson. But next lesson, we need to learn all about prime factoring. We will do that another time. So students, thank you very much for watching this video. Please, if you've enjoyed it or you have gained something from it, please click like and subscribe to my channel. So until the next time, thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.